Goeienaand, good evening fellow South Africans and citizens of the world. Now, following hot on the steps of several European countries, including Iceland of all places, Ireland has said, we're not going to have the Astrazeneca jab in our country. Meanwhile, back here in Australia, our Dumbo Prime Minister has said, we can't wait to get Astrazeneca to jab our population with. In fact, we're ordering 50 million doses of Astrazeneca just so we can get every last person in Australia. This is a head-banging moment, and you'll understand why in a second. Hang on. Some people are so dumb. Ireland has followed several European countries who have temporarily suspended the AstraZeneca vaccine following reports of people suffering blood clots. Here are the key questions surrounding the situation. Now, for the YouTube thought police, guys, I'm going to put a link to this article from a mainstream paper in Ireland, okay? So before you say this is medical misinformation, please check the link in the description below the video. It's not hard. Okay, let's continue. What has happened? There have been a small number of reports of people experiencing blood clots in the days and weeks after their vaccination. Earlier this week, the European Medicines Agency reported one person in Austria was diagnosed with blood clots and died 10 days after vaccination. However, it stressed there is currently no indication that vaccination has caused these conditions. The World Health Organization said this week that countries should continue using the vaccine. Now, this is where we could get in trouble with YouTube, because they follow blindly whatever the World Health Organization says. And I'm not even going to go there, guys. I'm not even going to go there. But all I'm going to say is that if you got several, and it's over 5 countries now, mainly in Europe, that has said, we're not going to have anything to do with AstraZeneca as a vaccine. If you got 5+ countries doing that and more joining their point of view, there's something wrong. Another person was admitted to hospital in Austria with pulmonary embolism, blockage in arteries in the lungs after being vaccinated, while one death involved a blood clot was reported in Denmark. A 50-year-old man is also thought to have died in Italy from deep vein thrombosis, while there has been an unconfirmed report of another death in Italy. Yesterday, Norwegian health authorities said that 4 people, including 3 health workers who have recently received the vaccine, were being treated in hospital for bleeding, blood clots, and a low count of blood platelets. You know, we're guinea pigs. These are untested, untried vaccines, and we don't know what the long-term implications are going to be. There's no way you can know, because they haven't been developed for a long period of time. So it's impossible to know what the long-term impacts are going to be on people who take these vaccines. This is a Russian roulette that's taking place around the world. It's a tragedy, and it's been pushed and it's been supported by big tech, who are just censoring anyone who dares put a contrary view out there. What other countries are involved? Denmark, Norway, and Iceland have said they're temporarily halting all AstraZeneca vaccinations to investigate the reports. Italy also followed Austria, Estonia, Latvia, Luxembourg, and Lithuania in banning jabs from one particular batch of 1 million AstraZeneca vaccines, which was sent to 17 countries after reports of a death. Now, according to the CDC's own website, and I have put the link out several times. I'll put it down below this video as well. You can go and check there for yourself to the number of deaths attributed to Moderna and to Pfizer COVID-19 vaccines. I'm going to say no more because I know the YouTube thought police are watching. Okay, I'm going to leave it at that. You can do your own research. It's on the Center for Disease Control and Prevention website. That organization, just for the YouTube thought police, is run by none other than Dr. Fauci, who is the chief presidential advisor in the United States of America, President Biden, on the subject of this coronavirus epidemic. If you can't get a higher authority than that in the world today, than the CDC, then I don't know. I don't know what is going on. Let's continue. Very few details have been given about the individuals, including whether they had any underlying conditions that already raised the risk of blood clots. Thailand and Bulgaria also said this week that they would delay the rollout of the vaccine, but not in good old Australia. No. She'll be good, mate. She'll be good. Well, you know what I'm saying to our Prime Minister? Middle finger. There's no chance in hell I'm going to take this vaccine. You got no chance. And that's my perspective, YouTube. That's my perspective. I'm not suggesting other people follow my perspective. I'm a lone voice out there. Let's continue. Some European countries have said they will not halt their Astrazeneca vaccine rollouts, including Portugal, France, and Germany. The UK's Medicine and Healthcare Products Regulatory Agency, or MHRA, has said there is no evidence to suggest the vaccine causes blood clot problems. It said people should still get their COVID-19 jab when asked to do so. Dr. Phil Bryan, MHRA vaccine safety lead in the UK, said more than 11 million doses of the COVID-19 Astrazeneca vaccine have now been administered across the UK with no issues yet. As I said, what happens if, hypothetically speaking, something terrible suddenly appears 3 months down the track across hundreds of thousands of people who've had the jab? What are these experts going to say then? Because they have done no long-term trials on the impacts of this vaccine on people. This is a lottery. Let's continue. Bryan said reports of blood clots received so far are not greater than the number that would have occurred naturally in the vaccinated population. The EMA has also backed the jab's safety, saying there are just 30 reports of blood clots coming close to 5 million people given the vaccine across Europe. How has the situation been treated in the UK? The overwhelming scientific opinion is that there is no certain link between blood clots and the vaccine, and the reported cases could easily be coincidental. Scientists in the UK argue the risks from COVID-19 far outweigh any potential side effect from the jab, with many saying blood clots are fairly common regardless of vaccination. Stephen Evans, Professor of Epidemiology, wow, that's a mouthful, at the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine said, now, can you imagine this as a pickup line, okay? You're this professor, and you see a pretty girl standing at the bar, and you walk up to her and say, can I buy you a drink? And she says, oh, that'd be nice. What do you do? Well, I'm the professor of epidemiology at the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. I think that would be the end of any suggestion of a future relationship. Oh my gosh. Anyway, look, sorry guys, I'm way off track. Anyway, Stephen Evans said, the problem with spontaneous reports of suspected adverse reactions to a vaccine are the enormous difficulty of distinguishing a casual effect from a coincidence. He went on to say, this is especially true when we know that COVID-19 disease is very strongly associated with blood clotting, and there have been hundreds, if not many thousands, of deaths caused by blood clotting as a result of COVID-19. The first thing to do is to absolutely be certain that the clots did not have some other cause, including COVID-19. Now, what if what they've got in the vaccine, which is aimed at stopping the virus, has something that is imitating the virus, which is what they do with this protein thing on the end of the cells or whatever, and that is, or could be, it could be the elephant in the room. But what has AstraZeneca said? AstraZeneca says it has not found any increased risk of blood clots. It said analysis of our safety data of more than 10 million records has shown no evidence of an increase of pulmonary embolism or deep vein thrombosis in any defined age group, gender, batch, or in any particular country. In fact, the observation number of these types of events are significantly lower in the vaccinated than what would be expected among the general population. So what happens next? NIAC Chair Professor Karina Butler told RTE that it will be the end of the coming week before a conclusion is reached on whether to continue administering the Astrazeneca vaccine. Deputy CMO Dr. Ryan Glynn said he hopes it'll just be a week pause on the vaccine use as more data comes out, with the EMA investigating the risks. Dr. Glynn could not confirm if those due to have AstraZeneca vaccine this week will be administered another vaccine or have to wait longer for the vaccine. He also said that anyone who feels unwell more than 3 days after vaccination, or if they notice blue spots on the skin, they should contact a doctor immediately. HSC Chief Clinical Officer Dr. Calm Henry said those over 70 who are due to receive the Pfizer or Moderna vaccines this week will not see any disruption and the program will continue for them as planned. All right, that's the entire report, which I will link in the description below this video. And as I say, I'll also put the CDC's website link below this video as well, so you can do your own research on Moderna and Pfizer. All I can tell you from my perspective, I'm going nowhere near any jab. And that is because, quite simply, we don't know what the long-term effects are of this vaccine. You can't know. We haven't had the time. It's only been developed in the last 12 months. Normally they take 6 to 7 years at least to do the tests with animals, long-term checks, etc., etc., etc. This is an accident waiting to happen, and it could be a catastrophe. That's all I can say. All right, guys, please remember to subscribe to be kept informed. Ring the bell for the updates. Please like this video. Please share this video. And above all, please stay safe. Bye for now.